Hey guys, how's it going? It's Kire here with another Raid Shadow Legends video. And in today's video, I wanted to discuss Foli. So I finally got a chance to run him a few times in Clan Boss and dungeons and stuff, and got an overall feel for how well the character does. So first of all, just first impressions are, I think he's pretty garbage in almost all the dungeons. He does have a 4-hit A1 for Fire Knight, but he does almost 0 damage. So the trash, especially in the later phases, he just doesn't really do much for that. You would have to gear him completely different if you're going to go dungeons in Clan Boss. I think a lot of people wanted to use him in Clan Boss. If you build him like a Clan Boss character, he's going to hit for almost 0. So I think I'm going to just keep him as a Clan Boss specialist. And even in the Clan Boss, where the only thing he's really good in, he's mediocre at best, in my opinion. So the key things he brings are this like living armor and this this leech ability, and then also I think people were interested in the 4-hit A1. So biggest, it comes with a lot of issues. He's very unreliable in my opinion. So for example, for this move here to be reliable, you'd be foregoing to get him to actually like guarantee the aggro. You need to put him in your leader spot. To consistently do it, and then he'll get punched by the Clan Boss. You need a skill bucket, which I just don't think that's worth it, and you'd have to get pretty lucky. You'd have to dodge a lot of stuff to book it and to get it to the 3-turn cooldown. Also, there's a big issue with his leech. It being a debuff, even if I had higher accuracy, like well over 200, it still gets resisted. Like for example, my Tyrell gets resisted all the time at 241. So that's a big issue with him. Also, there's multiple layers of RNG when it comes to his leech ability, so it's just very unreliable. You're still going to want to have, like, it doesn't change anything. You're still going to want to keep your gear. You're still going to want to use the healing. You're still going to want lifesteal, because it can get resisted. It's a 4-turn cooldown, so you can't keep it up. It's only 2 turns that it's on there, so you're going to have downtime regardless. Also, it gets resisted, so just fully downtime. And then also, you got to rely on the characters that are using the lifesteal to also proc, like Giant Slayer and War Master, to actually get a good enough heal for it to be relevant. So you're relying on multiple layers of RNG there. So super unreliable move. Even if this is not a character I'd ever consider investing books on. And then lastly, this move here, it sounds kind of cool that killed by this attack cannot be revived, like for Ice Golem, but most people want to auto it, and for you to ever, the perfect scenario needs to happen for this to ever work, like under 2 or more debuffs, and then also he's just not hitting hard. I just don't think he's very good for dungeons. So I'm gonna make fully Clan Boss, and then for full Clan Boss, how I would gear him. I think overall I think he's pretty solid in Clan Boss. Like, it's just he's not like there's a lot of better options out there, in my opinion, that would provide defense down consistently. Like, for example, I think Roguard's a better option. I think his defense down is more consistent. He probably does more damage, so stuff like that. So I really like Roguard just off the top of my head more than Foli. So you definitely lifesteal, and then as much defense as possible, as much speed as possible. Over 200 accuracy is what I should have. I've ran Nightmare about 6 times with him, and I've gotten resisted like once or twice at 157. I think I've just got lucky, but 200 is pretty much the golden rule for the rule of thumb for accuracy. Masteries, it's going to just be the typical like path down to Giant Slayer. Also, I think Sniper and Master Hex are worth it. Don't do this. Like, if you have them, I wouldn't even like invest in the energy to get this. I would just get Giant Slayer and call it a day, unless you're just really tapped on other options. So that's how you build him. Overall thoughts, I think he's a mid to good tier Clan Boss character, purely for Clan Boss, nothing else. I didn't really touch on Arena yet. I don't think he's very good for Arena. He doesn't do enough damage. Doesn't bring enough utility. The meta is all about nukers, and he doesn't nuke anyone. So he's not good there. But so overall, kind of, I wasn't expecting much with Foli. I did want him. I thought he was gonna really boost up my team. I think for clan boss at least, didn't really work out that way. So I think that the biggest thing, if I want to leave with, it's very hard to evaluate characters without trying them in this game, because there's no way to like see their base stats, like, or their modifiers. Like if you ever played League of Legends, you know how much, like, oh, it skills off attack. Okay, it skills off 1 point, or like 0.06 or 0.6 or 3.0, and you'd be like, oh wow, this is a very high scaling attack, or this is a very low scaling attack. So you would be able to kind of evaluate how much damage it's going to do. Like you can like see here, like how much of this, like after trying him, I know that attack barely, it's probably like a 0.01 attack ratio, but the enemy HP ratio is like massive. It actually like really matters. Like I put a ton of offense on him and it's done nothing. But then, you just find a guy with a ton of health and he does a ton of damage. So it's just frustrating overall. There's a lot of people I think I've seen, overall, it's tough to evaluate characters because of that. I hope Polarium eventually releases that so we can actually really get an idea. Like it'd be so cool to see like exactly how much more like bowl over hits over frazzle, stuff like that. It just so I think I made my point. But if you like content like this, please consider subscribing, and I hope this video was helpful and you have a good one. Peace.
That's a lot of damage.